After I finished the SAT, I was actually a bit conflicted because I thought that I felt ambiguous about certain sections. And so after I came out from the test room, I just told myself, don't think about it. Otherwise, you're just going to give yourself a hard time. And I did end up trying to agonize over some questions here or there. But overall, after maybe an hour or so of agonizing, I sort of got over it. And I was just like, whatever goes is whatever goes. And I was just hoping that, I felt like I did my best, and I felt like 2,400 or not, I would be happy with whatever result I got. I was really surprised and exhilarated at the same time because I felt that my shortcoming on the PSAT would somehow hamper myself and my performance on the SATs. So I was really excited. I told my parents right away, and of course they were really excited. So yeah, I think just like any normal high school student that might score well on the SAT, I was also really excited about that. So. Yeah. I think the one word that describes how to prepare well is just practice. I think that the SAT, I think many students have figured out, is not really a test of pure intelligence. It's not an IQ test. Even those are inaccurate to begin with. But the SAT is far from that because it just tests you these 3 basic skills of reading, mathematics, and writing. And really, because it's standardized in the way that the questions are similar year after year, I feel like a lot of practice and just a lot of time and effort investment into this can yield the results. I think the TestMasters exam club was very critical for my success on the SAT to get a perfect score because the way that they frame this exam club is where you can go to as many sessions and take as many practice tests as you want on a weekly basis, and you can take real tests that are already released, and this is great practice. I think that's the best way you can prepare. I think that's something that TestMasters is unique to the company itself and something that's not offered in other companies, say Kaplan, Princeton Review, etc. I thought the staff and the tutors, the staff in general, liked how the administration worked with me and how the staff were very friendly, they were very open. Whenever I had a schedule conflict, they would always try to be flexible with however I wanted to do things. Also, the classes were great. I still remember that one class where I had on essay writing, it was just bam, bam, bam. You have to do, here's these 3 simple steps, and it was just a 30-minute run through. You started writing, and honestly, the essay was one of the hardest things for me to do. I just had no idea how to do it. And that class, just within 30 minutes, it made my essay score go from say 8 to 11 or 12. And I feel like all the classes, not just the essay class, but all the classes of TestMasters reflect that kind of enthusiasm by the tutors and the staff overall, which I think, again, is very unique to the company itself. I think an important piece of information that students should remember is that they should start early. You can't cram for the SAT if you truly want to reach your full potential on it. I took my class during the summer. I think that might work for some, that might not work for others. But I think it's always a good idea not to cram the first couple weeks, even if you go with TestMasters, the company greatest TestMasters. I don't think that cramming a few weeks before will allow one to reach his or her full potential on the test, just like everything else. It just requires a lot of time and effort investment, even if it means maybe 15, 30 minutes a day of just working through random problems. I think that's better than trying to cram in 2 or 3 hours and frantically freaking yourself out a couple days before the test. And that sort of goes hand in hand with just you need to practice a lot and memorize what you have to memorize and just get down the basics. I'm not too sure at this point what I plan to do in the future, honestly. I'm definitely thinking and leaning towards a applied science field, such as I guess I have my sights on bioengineering, biomedical engineering, and computer science. I'm not sure if I want to go into medicine or pharmaceuticals. I guess that will be something I find out later. In terms of colleges, I guess I've been looking at schools like Stanford, MIT, Princeton, but again, I still have yet to decide. I haven't really done a lot of research on that, so I'm not too sure at that point.